You want to do the intro? You want me to?
I don't care. I can do it. We're including this.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we
I fucking edit it. What do you mean?
You need to include it, dude. It's great.
All right, go for it.
All right. Hey, welcome to the Meteor Maker podcast. I am one of your esteemed hosts or whatever.
Esteemed is crazy.
Whatever the fuck we are. I'm Gringo Tack Holden. I'm here with the other host, Vandal, a.k.a. Trey. And today, we got an awesome guest today.
I'm so excited. I've been looking forward to this.
Yeah, dude. You set this one up.
Yeah, I've been excited about it since you said that you would come on. I even asked you. You offered, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I wasn't going to be that guy."
Well, what's his freaking name, dude? The people are wanting to know.
Oh, hey, this is Morgan Lerette.
I am Morgan Lerette.
No, we linked up last week, and we had a phone call, and then I was actually driving to the podcast. I was like, "Oh yeah, like we can stop and get like a coffee or something." I'm like, only night I'm busy is like Wednesday because I have a podcast. He's like, "I'll be on the podcast." I was like, "Cool." I was gonna ask eventually, anyways.
Yeah, that's cool.
Why not, man?
Yeah, just fucking drinking beers, talking with the homies.
Yeah, dude.
Good time. Also, real quick before we get into it, I noticed the PF flyers.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, Belinda got these for me for anniversary.
That's a good anniversary gift.
Yeah, apparently the second anniversary is supposed to be cotton. So she got
Oh, yeah, no, it is. I got my wife a really nice blanket from New Hampshire. Yeah. I'm the only person, I think, in the world that actually goes year by year and tries to find something. But then they're like, this is the copper anniversary. And I'm like, what am I going to throw pennies at her?
Here's a Cadillac converter, babe.
Get her a
Neighbor's going to be pissed tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't follow those at all. I just know my wife's like, hey, 10 years, I need some jewelry. Like,
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No, we've been, I don't know. We didn't really talk about it. We just kind of started doing it. So I got her,
Hey, what did you get her that was cotton?
I got her a gun.
That's not cotton, Holden. That's not cotton.
But I'm going to get her a t-shirt
Oh.
too.
I thought you were going to say you got a fabric holster for it.
No, you get those little cleaning things, the little cotton.
Oh, yeah, little
squares.
cotton. Yeah.
Q-tips. Yeah. Yeah.
Little fucking little squares.
There you go. Yeah. Teach her to clean her own shit.
Happy anniversary, babe. Your rifle's dirty. Clean that shit. I ain't doing it.
Yep. Pretty much, dude.
Cool. Well, before we get into it more, Cooter, let's why don't you play us in? Oh, while the song's playing, shout out to Diallo, the guy who did this song for us. He just got married.
Did he?
He was a little upset. Should have been me.
That's cool. You're already married.
I'd fucking divorce my wife for him.
All right. On a count of three. 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
We're getting really good at that.
Yeah, we are.
Thanks, Cooter. You were really good you were on at that time. Just to verify, we are recording, right, Cooter? All right, cool. Just making sure.
We got through like the first 40 minutes of an episode. No, so we got through 40 minutes of an episode and a camera fell. And then a couple episodes before that, we got 40 minutes into the intro. And it was like probably one of the best intros we've done.
That was a good one. And we're in the middle of a heartfelt moment, and Cooter's like, stop everything.
And we're like, why? And then he's like, I forgot to hit the record button.
We all
That's
make
great.
mistakes.
Hey, these things happen. These things happen.
So, Morgan, thank you so much for joining us here today. Like I said, I've been super stoked the past week. Like I've been looking forward to this so much. You are the author of Guns, Girls, and Greed, right? What's this up? I was going to fuck up.
You have to do it like I was a Blackwater mercenary in Iraq. You gotta go.
Get real deep. I don't know if my octave can go that low. I'm not that high speed. You know what I mean?
You can do it. Try it,
dude. Give me a couple cigars. We'll get there. You know what I mean? Give me a corncob pipe, and I'll be sounding like that.
There you go. Get it all raspy.
But you're the author of Guns, Girls, and Greed, a book that I literally just finished today, and I fucking loved it. I loved it so much.
Oh, dude, it's a spectacular read. Like the whole reason why I wrote it is because I would tell my buddies these stories, and they'd be like, "You got to write a book." And I was like, I can't even write my name.
Hell yeah.
Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
And
it was at my reading comprehension, which I appreciate.
Yeah, I mean, definitely like 9th grade pubescent boy that is like stealing the Victoria's Secret magazines that come in the mail. Like that's how I wrote it.
I was sitting there, I'm like, I wonder if you had a ghostwriter. And then like the first sentence is like, I shit my pants. I was like, hell yeah, please no ghostwriter.
Yeah.
I feel bad for that guy. He's like, how many times did you shit your pants in country, dude?
Dude, so when we were playing Oregon Trail as kids, they'd be like, "Oh, you died of dysentery."
Yep.
And then like I was like, "Why does everybody keep dying of dysentery? I don't even know what that is." And then I got dysentery, which is essentially like in the beginning.
Oh, you
of the
actually
book.
got it, huh?
Yeah, and it was like, okay, now I get why people died in the Oregon Trail.
It's like the fucking that dehydration from the dysentery that gets you really.
Well, I mean, it could be, but I just know that
You wanted to die.
I resigned myself to pooping in the shower at one point.
Yeah, I heard about the waffle stomps.
Yeah, waffle stomping that thing down. What we're starting. Like, if this is on YouTube, we're going to demonetize this thing.
They don't monetize us anyways.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
You say whatever you want.
No, man, like Blackwater, when I got in, it wasn't like you put in a resume or anything back then. It was like somebody gets into Blackwater, they say, hey, who do you know? And they'll be like, hey, call Morgan. So my buddy literally goes to Blackwater. He calls Morgan. And next thing I know, I'm on a plane to Moyock, North Carolina, hanging out with like Navy SEALs. And I'm Air Force Security Forces. Like, I'm not that cool.
Hell yeah, that most high speed.
Yeah, I mean, we act like we're the infantry of the Air Force, but really we're just the people that are making sure you're not driving a tank on base. Like, oh, you're not a tank. Come on in. Like it.
Well, even if the tank, you're like, it's an exercise. You're like, okay,
all right, come on in. Yeah. So I get over there, and dude, I'm just like way out of my league. With these dudes, but it wasn't like everything in your head is harder than it is in real life.
Yeah.
So I just went through the process, and they were like, all right, now you're going to Baghdad. So I was on the 4th class to go through Blackwater training.
Oh, the 4th class.
4th class number 4. And then
how quickly after training did they like get on this plane?
Oh, dude, they were like, we'll drive you to the airport.
Damn. Did they give you all your kits and training and stuff like that?
No, they don't give you any of that stuff. Like, it's like any job. You apply for a job, and they'll tell you it's one thing, and then you get there, and you're like, I don't think this is quite exactly the way that you described it.
I was fucking dying in the beginning of the book because you're going on about how like you and your buddy were like going back and forth. He's like, I'm going to join Blackwater. And you're like, that's a terrible fucking idea. Don't do that. And you get a phone call. You're like, all right, yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, no, I mean, it pretty much went like this. It was like, hey, I'm gonna tell them that you're good in the pocket, Morgan. And I was like, all right, cool. And then the guy calls me up and he's like, hey, you want to work for Blackwater? And I was like, because the guys just got hanged off the bridge in Fallujah, like in April of 4. And I was like, and he's like, it's $550 a day, $250 while you're training. Once you get your contract, or once you get your security clearance, we'll get you overseas, and then you'll start making the big money. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'm in.
And you already had your security clearance, right? Technically, or do you have to go through a separate one?
You got to go through a separate one.
Oh.
So I had my DOD clearance, but you have to get a State Department clearance. And so it's almost the exact same process, but they don't talk to each other because it's the government. Of course,
yeah.
So
why would we make things efficient here?
Right.
Yeah. Dude, I can't tell you how many people. So I'll tell you where we lost people in training. And training wasn't that hard, right? It was like a PT test, 1.5 mile run, push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, dummy drag, and then weapons qual, and then you start actually learning what you're going to be doing, right? Like protecting a principle is just a different thing than anybody's been taught in the military.
Yeah.
So we lost people in the shooting because you have all these guys from, they were maybe in Desert Storm, and then...
Oh, damn, bunch of old heads, huh?
Right. So... Well, let me take a step back. So if you weren't in Desert Storm and you weren't in Somalia, you got no war in like the 80s and 90s. You just didn't.
Yeah.
So all these guys are like seeing these jobs pop up, and it's your chance to go to war, and you get to make a crap ton of money.
A stupid amount. I did the math after I heard how much you make in a day, and I was like, fucking, I'd take that.
Yeah, like it was $550 a day, and if you do inflation and all that stuff, I think it comes out to like $970 in today's dollars.
Yeah. A day.
Yeah, every day.
Yeah.
So essentially these guys get up there and they haven't shot in 10, 15 years. And so we lost a lot of people on weapons quals. We lost a ton of people on...
Like, as soon as you don't make qual, just cut?
Yeah, you get 2 shots and you're gone.
Okay.
And then, like, literally they're going through Carson Wagon like you're in the military, and they're like, hey, your flight leaves at 8 p.m. You're out of here. So, and then we had the security clearance stuff. And it was the first time I'd been somewhere where they just come in and like grab a guy and you never see him again. Like they're just disappearing people. They'd be like, hey, Tom. And they'd be like, and then Tom's like walking off. So like security clearance was also a big one. And the biggest part is these guys were like in debt. They were in credit card debt, delinquent debt, IRS debt, like you name it. Like I make a joke that if you were going to Blackwater in 2004, you probably hadn't made the best life decisions up to that point. Because you're making another pretty bad life decision.
Yeah.
Since the only thing everybody knows about Blackwater is they got hanged off a bridge.
Yeah. And they're like, well, maybe this one bad decision will pay off the rest of my other bad decisions.
Yeah. So, dude, I mean, it was literally, I think we started with somewhere around like 50. We graduated 20 maybe.
Damn.
And then a lot of those guys were just sitting there waiting for their clearances. So I was 23 years old, and like the all-American kid. Like I actually paid my taxes. I had gone to Iraq during the ground offensive with the Air Force, and they were like, hey, your clearance went through. Literally, my clearance goes through, and they're like, we'll get you on a plane tonight. And I was like, dude, I got an apartment back home. Like, let me at least just go put my crap in storage.
Yeah.
So they let me go back for like 4 days, and then after that, literally took a flight out of Phoenix, Arizona to Amman, Jordan.
Hell yeah.
Drop us in Amman, Jordan. We get picked up on like one of those little vans, and they're like, okay, close all the curtains because you guys are the tall gringos that are going to be here. And then they drive us to like a 5-star hotel. It's called the Bristol Hotel. It is where you can get anything you want. Right across the street was the pharmacy. And dude, I mean, I just got in country. So literally I'm like sweaty. I'm disgusting. And they go, all right, hey, we got to hop out in like 2 hours, so just don't even get a room. You're out of here. So like literally, Phoenix.
You just like sitting in the lobby.
Yeah, no, pretty much.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
I was in the lobby with literally like my A bags and stuff, the green A bags from the Air Force, and I was like, all right. And then they fly us into Baghdad, and it's just on.
Did you buy all your kit in Baghdad then, or how did that work?
No, so they gave you like your 511 pants. You gotta have 511s. Merrill shoes. You had like,
very high speed.
Yeah,
it hasn't changed.
No. Tan, and it's like OD green.
Yeah.
So we had that stuff, but you didn't get anything until you got into Baghdad.
Okay.
And they tell you like, don't worry, you're gonna get into Baghdad. You're gonna have armored vehicles. They're Suburbans. They're really nice. Dude, they fly us into Baghdad in a Casa, and I don't know if you guys have like. If you watch those skydiving videos where it's like this little prop plane and the back flops down and they just fucking like jump bonsai out the back, like that's what these are. They're just tiny cargo planes. And I'm sitting there with my computer on my lap and I'm playing Minesweeper because it's not like you have internet, but I got this crappy laptop. I'm playing Minesweeper and it just like lifts off my lap. Dude, I'm not even like buckled in.
Hell yeah.
So the pilots are like, that's Baghdad, and they just start corkscrewing in. Yeah. And the reason you corkscrew is because it's a lot harder to hit a plane that's going like this, like in a corkscrew, than it is if it's just coming in. So they corkscrew in, and I'm like, dude, I'm dead. Like there's video. It's on my Instagram. There's video of it where people are laughing and stuff. But like, I thought we were going down. We level off. A guy walks into the back, opens up like a Foot Locker, hands us all an AK-47 with one magazine, 30 rounds, and is like, all right, if anything happens, we'll figure it out. And that was it.
Nice.
Fuck. So then we land, we take all the crap out of the back of the plane and set it next to the plane. And they come over, and all those beautiful armored vehicles that they promised us, they did not appear. What appeared was a Peugeot. Like, you know, it's like a crappy mid-size SUV. So a Peugeot shows up. We got a couple of pickup trucks.
No armor.
No armor, dude. Well, no, I take that back. They had welded some armor on the side. They had taken steel plates and they put them on the doors and on the back.
Like, we're only going 30 miles per hour now.
Yeah. So that's how they pick us up. We throw everything in the bongo truck. They give us literally like the LBV with a plate, and it's all sweaty and gross because people have been wearing it. Yeah. And they give us M4, one magazine, and they're like, all right, we're going to go down the most bombed route in Baghdad, so if anything happens, just listen to the tactical commander and he'll tell you what to do. And I was like, what did I get myself into? Like everything that they said in Moyock, North Carolina, like flew out the window within the first 30 seconds.
Was it a night drop or a day drop?
No, it was day. It was like
day.
Yeah, it was the middle of the day. It was hot, dude. It was either late July or early August, and it was like, I came from Phoenix, and I was like, dude, it's not gonna be that bad. It's pretty much the same thing. And dude, you're right on the river, so you have humidity and you have the heat. And I was like, this is hell. Like I make a joke in the book. I'm either crying or my eyeballs are sweating. Like, that's how freaking hot it was. And then like my head's out the window and I'm looking around because they always say this cool stuff like, keep your head on a swivel. Like, what the hell does that mean? Like essentially just look around. But of course, nobody knows what's going on, and everybody's like, just what the hell am I even looking for? I have no idea, dude. So they drop us off at the green zone, and they literally, the first thing they do is they take your death picture.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So like just before you deploy, they have like a flag behind you.
Yeah.
And it's like now smile or look nice. Like that's going to be on your obits. That's the reason why they're doing that.
Yeah.
But when we came in, dude, I haven't showered in like 48 hours. It's hot as hell. And I got this picture of me that just, dude, I look like white trash royalty. Dude.
Hell yeah.
Like just, I was like, I wish they would have told me if you die, because literally we had some guys die in April of 5. Like that's the picture we're going to put on your little obituary that we give out. And I was like, I would have like done my hair.
Yeah.
Like I would have smiled or something, man. But once you got that, they walked us over and they said, here's your weapons. Like here's your Glock 19, so a 9mm Glock, brand new M4, dude. I didn't even know they made those. I thought they all came used, right? Like you come from the military, and I was like, an M4, and it's brand new. Because I was rocking like the M16A2, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they give us that, and then it's literally, all right, hey, that's the team tent. That's where you get on the internet, and then just walk like half a mile, and that's where your tent is. Go hang out in your tent.
Yeah.
And then after breakfast, come back to the team tent, and we'll figure stuff out. So, I mean, being in the 4th class, the people that were on ground before me had been there for maybe 2 weeks.
Okay. So it's all brand new. You're like on the ground floor.
Yeah, and dude, there's no like rules of engagement. Like they didn't sit there and say, okay, here's your rules of engagement, and here's how you increase the. Like they were literally like, you're gonna get some principles that are attached to you. You are combat Uber. You are gonna get in these things. You're gonna drive however you want to. You're gonna get from point A to point B. They're gonna go to a really important meeting. You get home, and then also you can buy whatever beer you want on the way back in the green zone. So we can get wasted by the pool, and you're like, yay! I mean, dude, it was like Animal House meets combat. It was just the weirdest. Like, it's you and I were talking earlier about the ground offensive and trying to explain that as people like came in later. Like, it's just a different animal.
Yeah.
And I mean, talk about like trying to build the plane as you're flying. That's all we did.
Yeah.
It was like
Figure it out as you go.
Yeah. Nobody's gonna be. The people that were there that were telling us how to do stuff were like, dude, you got here 2 weeks ago. What the hell are you talking about? Like, you have no idea either. And there's no GPS. Like, you have your cell phone if you wanted to go buy one, but it's not like they had maps on them. So there was just this big map in the team tent, and they'd be like, I think we're going over there. But dude, every route is closed. There was a car bomb the day before. They closed it. Like, it was just, the whole thing was just an absolute fiasco. And I loved every second of it, except the dysentery part. That's
gotta be sucky, dude. Waffle stomping is never fun. No. You at least have shower shoes?
I don't know.
I saw that look in your face that you.
I don't think I did because, dude, I was getting to the trailer as fast as I possibly could. So I doubt that I even had the time to be like, I better slip on these shower shoes. I think I was actually in like my tennis shoes. And then, dude, when you have something that violent happen to your body and you have to shower afterwards, like, you don't walk back. You don't crap your pants and then walk back and be like, hey guys, I need my shower shoes. Like, you just take your shoes off.
I just wasn't sure when you were waffle stomping if you're just like, how am I going to do this? If it was just bare feet or what?
I'm fairly certain it was barefooted.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It was like making wine. Like the old way.
I'm just crushing grapes, brother. Hell yeah. So when you joined Blackwater, is it just like an overall, like, hey, it's just Blackwater, you come in at this rate no matter what? Is there specific roles? You just like get in country and you just like figure all that out and you're all getting paid the same? Like, I'm super interested in that. Like, did you get hired on for like, okay, I'm going to be on principal duty?
No. Well, yes. Yes and no. You knew what you were going to do, but until your team formed, you had no idea what you were going to do.
Yeah. Right? Just from the book, it just seemed like you're just filling voids, right? Like, hey, we have a hole here, you're going here. Which I guess I was super interested. Like, when you were going through training, or was it just a general training? Or
yeah. It was just like, so you get your team, and it's literally like the next person off the plane. They just grab the next person off the plane. They put you on the team. So we had these old guys. They were like former Rangers and stuff. But dude, they were like, I mean, I say they're old. They were like in their late 40s, which is kind of where I'm at now. And they're
but like military, like even being like I'm 30 in the military, I'm old man on the block. You know what I mean?
No, but these guys were like legitimate old man on the block. Like they I'm pretty sure they lived in Fort Lauderdale. Like they were like retired, either retired military or like the first thing we did is you don't want those guys to be your shooters, right?
Yeah.
So we made them drivers. The problem is that when you need a shooter, it's so rare. When you need a driver, it's literally everything. So, dude, these guys are like leaving space in there. Cars are coming into our convoy. Car bombs are all the rage, right? They were just starting in 04.
Yeah.
So these guys are letting people in the convoys. And that's where I kind of like, I don't know, started making my money. I went from a regular old window licker where I'm sitting in the back or the trunk. And I was like, dude, I'll drive. Like I drive pretty violently as it is. I'm 23 years old. And I also have this like, I don't know if it's like an idiot savant of just remembering routes. Like if I go on a route once, I'll remember it pretty much the rest of my life.
I'm like that, but walking. Like if I'm walking a city, if I walk it, I'll know it. Driving, no fucking idea.
Mm-hmm. No, dude. Finally they were like, Morgan, just drive the lead vehicle. So that's where I started.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, after I was a window licker a few times. Window licker is just the dude that like theoretically opens the door and says, "Go away." Like yeah. So. Like I was a driver, and then we ended up getting on the Regime Crimes Liaison Office. So these are all the dudes that are collecting evidence against Saddam Hussein, Chemical Ali, and it like, I mean, it's boring. Everything's boring. I hate to break it to anybody that's listening to this. It doesn't matter what you do. It's that old adage, like for every supermodel out there, there's a guy that's tired of fucking her. Like, dude, that's exactly how it is Blackwater. Like, it just gets mundane. It gets boring. After 3 or 4 runs in the red zone, you're like, oh, it is what it is. So, I totally forgot where I was going with that. But I started off as a driver. We got the Regime Crimes Liaison Office, and we're going to, like, courts, and we're going to JSS Justice, where Saddam Hussein got hanged.
Yeah.
This is before he got hanged. So like it was a cool mission and
you're hitting all the villages and collecting evidence and shit, right?
Well, so this was still Baghdad. And then,
okay.
And then the next pump that we did was essentially going up to Kurdistan where Saddam Hussein like gassed all the Kurds in Halabja in 1988.
Yeah.
Like went up there and he called it the bathification. So essentially he went out there, kicked out all the Kurds and like just slaughtered villages. So that's where we ended up going. We were supposed to be up there for like 7 days, and it turned into Gilligan's Island. Like we were just up there forever. But we went up there for a week, come back down. This was late October, and they were like, "Hey, we need you guys to get on a plane. You have like 24 hours. You guys got to be out of here. You're going back to Suleiman." And we're like, "What the hell's going on?" They're like, "The Marines are going to take Fallujah. So all air assets are going to Fallujah. You guys are not going to be able to get a jump if you don't do it in the next 24 hours."
Yeah.
And that's kind of the interesting thing is that the reason why the Marines went into Fallujah is because the Blackwater guys got killed there in April 2004. Mm-hmm. Right. So Blackwater guys get killed. They start going to Fallujah. They stop. They try to like negotiate. And then finally October 2004, they're like, we're going to take Fallujah. And this is, I don't really get into it in the book, but this is where you having civilians on the battlefield will change the war policy, right? These Marines had to go in there. A lot of them got injured. A lot of them got killed because you have civilians on a battlefield that are doing stuff autonomously from the military.
Yeah.
So there's this constant thing, even within the book, but PMCs in general, like there's just constantly butting heads. I remember, I don't think I put it in the book, but we were taking a right-hand turn coming out of the green zone, and we came upon this guy in the back of a Humvee. You could tell he was like, he'd been there. He was like, dude, I'm getting ready to go home. Leave me alone. So he's in the back. He's got a 240 Bravo. And I'm like, hey, we want to go around you. We want to go around you. And he's like, and he waves. And then we start going around him, and he takes his 240 Bravo and just like moves it towards us. And I was like, no, that's going to go through armor, so we're good. We'll hang tight here.
Yeah.
But dude, it was constantly happening. We would always run up on military convoys. They'd run up on us. Like no coordination, which is great if you're a PMC because you don't have all the BS from the military.
All the bureaucracy.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're like, those guys have way bigger guns than us. So we're probably not going to win this one.
Was it weird going on? What did you call them? You didn't call them missions. runs, going on runs and just being like, well, if we get fucked, we're all alone. Like, we're not getting air support. We're not getting this, that, right? Was that because, being in Iraq, right, for the ground offensive of the Air Force, it had to be a completely different beast than going into, being a PMC and military. Yes, there's all that bureaucracy and there's a lot of bullshit and a lot of red tape, but for the fact that if something goes down, they're sending in Apaches, they're sending in A-10s, right? What's that mindset difference like? Did you guys ever think about that? You're just like, oh, this is great because we can just run shit.
Dude, I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't think of it at the time. It kind of occurred to me later, but I was talking to a guy that said it was 04. There was a Blackwater guy. He ended up getting left by his team in Fallujah. And he's just on the roof.
By himself.
And he's got a cell phone, and dude, it's not like having a cell phone now.
No. It's a fucking brick.
Yeah, it's a brick, and you have to have your little card, and that puts $30 on it and stuff. Yeah. And the only thing he remembers is he was a former Special Forces guy, so he calls over to Fort Bragg.
Oh, Jesus.
Fort Bragg calls over to Iraq. Iraq finally goes and tracks down, where the hell is this team? And then his team came back and grabbed him. But, dude, that just shows how alone you are. It literally took him having to call Big Army to go and track down somebody at Blackwater. And it was before my time. But, dude, it was just you. We got on the outskirts of Baghdad, and there's no radio comms to the talk. There's no nothing. It's just you and your internal comms. And
it's just you and your team.
Yeah, so we ended up having a team get hit on the way to Ramadi, and some dudes got injured, and they tried to grab the sat phone. Sat phone wasn't working. They tried everything they possibly could. But they finally ended up having to blow the vehicle up and driving towards Ramadi. Got hooked in with some Marines and then got those guys to a combat Army surgical hospital over there. But I mean, one of the guys ended up passing away.
Yeah,
and it really there's no air support, there's no medevac, there's no nothing. Unless
there's no larger force you're calling, because what most of the time in country you guys are running 2-3 teams, and each team is 8 guys.
Yeah, let's see, you'd have 4 in the front, 5 in the back, 1, 2, yeah, something like that.
Something
so like 10, 11 guys at any given time with a principal.
Which one thing I really like about the PMC, just from your book, just because it all comes down to trust, right? Because all you have is your guys, obviously, right? And then the amount of mutinies you guys had, I was like, fuck yes. That'd be so great in the military if you have a leader, you know what the fuck you're talking about. You're going to get somebody killed. Just being like, can we just get rid of this guy? And they're like, yeah, okay. All you guys agree? Yep. All right, we'll get him the fuck out of here.
Yeah, send that. Well, and of course they don't get fired, because if I was making $500 a day, then Blackwater was probably making $2,000. Give me 500 of it, right? Yeah. So they never got fired. They all just got moved to the head shed. Just before I got there, or maybe I was already there, I can't remember. But this guy, they started taking incoming while they were at one of these ministry buildings, and one of the drivers locked all the doors of the vehicle. So everybody's running to the vehicle because, at least it's some kind of armor when you're taking.
Is it orders. Just the driver in it?
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
Because as a driver, you stay there, and then everybody gets out of the vehicle, and they post up on. They walk the principal in, and then you post up on the buildings, exits, roofs, you name it.
To clarify, he locks the door with the principal outside of the vehicle?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, so he was out.
Hell yeah, dude.
And people are pounding on the window, let us in, and he just froze.
He's just listening to Avril Lavigne, dude, just fucking jamming out.
Yeah, he was like, I'm a skater boy. Don't but dude, it when it's just you and something like that happens, it's dude, you got to get out. He's the guy. It had to happen before me, because he's the guy that ended up giving us our weapons when we got in.
Oh, okay.
They made him the supply guy. But my first team leader, former Ranger, retired Ranger, and dude, I'm not gonna talk shit about the Rangers. They're legitimate, right?
Yeah.
But this guy was telling everybody how he's in Somalia and he did this and he did that. Well, it turns out one of the guys on our team, his name's Junior in the book. He did all that shit. He was legit, straight up everything.
He's I don't remember seeing you there.
He's like, no, yeah, you were there. You were the guy that hurt your arm or something. You got sent home early before Black Hawk Down happened. And then this guy was trying to treat us like we were his squad and his platoon.
That's probably all he knows.
Yeah, well, and this is the problem, right?
Yeah.
Like you have these guys come in and they're like, I know how to run stuff one way. I've been in the military for 20 years, so I'm going to run it that way.
But treat y'all like your children.
Yeah, and then I'm like, dude, this sucks. Like you're just wearing us all out.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you're getting paid for. No, actually, I'm not getting paid to get worn out, bro.
Right.
So that was our first mutiny. We called him Funk Faker because he told everybody he had the funk. He's like, I got the funk. And then it turns out he was faking it. So he was the Funk Faker. That's what I call him in the book.
Oh, yeah.
But we had that mutiny. And then when we got stuck in Sumanaya on Gilligan's Island, I can't tell you how mind-numbingly boring it is because we had TV, but the only two channels in English were the BBC and CNN. And then it's getting like around Christmas, so we're not running as much. Like, dude, I would volunteer for everything just to get out of the hotel room. Like, and it sounds, oh, you were in a hotel room. Yeah, like it was kind of nice, but like there was no gym. We're supposed to be there for 7 days. Like, yeah, somebody's doing our laundry. Like, they're washing my choners for me. But at the end of the day, like, when you're that bored, I don't care how much you're paying me, man.
Yeah.
Like I can't just sit there and be that
sitting
bored.
in a hotel room for weeks.
Yeah. So, dude, we had another mutiny up there where half the team left. The guy still hates my guts. I know to this day he still hates my guts.
I love the fact in the book when you run back into him.
I ran into him. He was a site lead later. But he found me on like social media. And I was like, oh yeah, he's spying on me. He's trying to figure out how he can be pissed off at me still. It's been 20 years. Like, let it go. Yeah, I was a dick.
You wrote him very well in the book.
I mean, dude, he was a cool guy. Okay, so here's
I was a big fan of him when you first introduced him, and I was a team leader. I was like, I like how this guy runs his shit.
So, dude, he was a cool guy, and like he was a former recon Marine, legitimate dude. He ran the team well. And then when we got up to Sumanaya, like he just went straight Tom Hanks Castaway, dude. Yeah. Like he would just stay in his room, not shower. Like people, I think people can operate at a certain level in a certain environment, and then when you take them out of that environment, like
crumble.
Yeah. So like I mean, dude, he was like everybody else, right? Marital problems, like you name it. All this stuff is happening while you're overseas. You can't do anything. We have a sat phone. We have a sat phone and the internet, but the internet is so slow at the hotel. Because all the PMC guys are just downloading porn.
Fucking rampage.
Like just straight porn, dude. Like we're like, dude, can you please stop downloading so much porn? Rampage.
Yeah.
Like,
well, did you have the guy with wasn't that the place where the guy also had the full fucking...
Yeah, Jason the porn king, dude.
The porn king. Yeah. Dude, I was fucking dying. And then later when you went back and you stayed in his room, you're like, I saw the fucking binder. Dude, just fucking DVD fucking binder of just porn.
Of course.
Yeah, dude, so when you go to the green zone, the theory is like the Iraqis and the Americans are living together in this walled off compound, but it's like this utopia, right? And if you go to the bazaar or if you go to the BX, there's all these kids, and all they're doing is trying to sell you like Haji movies, is what they call them. So, dude, I was watching Star Wars before Star Wars was even in theaters. I don't know how they got a hold of that.
Oh, shit.
But,
hell yeah.
Like, you get the Haji movies, and if you're like, no, I don't want a Haji movie, then they start hitting you with, like, the porn. And, dude, it is like the European weird Amsterdam porn. Like the German lady is actually a German Shepherd porn. Like, dude, it is the stuff that these kids would sell.
I think that's like chapter 1 of your book. You were talking about that, dude. I was dying when that kid started calling you a faggot.
Oh, dude.
I'm like, why is his English so good?
Yeah, like dude, like 7, 8-year-old kids, and he's like, you want porn? You want this? And I'm like, no, dude, I don't want the porn. And he's like, you faggot? And I was like, whoa, dude. And they're dropping F-bombs
real quick.
Yeah. Like, dude, it's shocking how good their English is. And at the same time, you're like, how do you speak so well and so filthy?
So I was watching the German lady, dog.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say they got to burn them onto those discs, dude, and they fucking probably caught a peek or two.
It is, dude. It's just such a weird existence, man.
Yeah.
Like, so we went to the Haji Mart, and this was back before I went to Sumanaya, but they have like this little Haji Mart where they would sell all their trinkets, and it was all the stuff that they stole out of like Saddam Hussein's palaces.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I remember I got a picture of like Saddam Hussein. It's like a very candid picture. It's sitting in my garage somewhere. You know, that's how much I care. But like there was this literal set of china. It's like a full set of china, and all it had was like Hitler's face on it.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
yeah.
It was like just Hitler's face. And my grandma collects plates.
Oh, did you get her one?
And I was like, dude, I got to come back and I got to get this plate. Yeah. But it was $50 and I didn't have $50 cash on me.
Yeah.
Because you also have to write a check, go to like the little Air Force, they have like a kiosk. So you write a check for like $300-400 and then they give you $300-400 in cash. And then now you have cash.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll get some money and then I'll come back. And then like the next day, dude, it got blown to bits. 4 DynCorp guys got killed. Dude, like they never opened it again. Like it was bad. But dude, they were smuggling bombs everywhere. We had a team go take the Ambassador. They have these crappy little restaurants. They have the Pizza Inn because you can't have Pizza Hut, right? You got the Pizza Inn, and then there was like an Iraqi restaurant. So they were going to take the Ambassador to the Iraqi restaurant, and they went in, and the bomb dog just sits, and everybody's like, ugh. And one of the Blackwater guys was like, dude, we don't have time for this. So he like went over, grabbed the sandbag where there was like a mortar shell and like walked it out. Like we weren't like, there was no EOD. Like,
there's no cordoning off, nothing. You're just, I'll fucking do it.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just going to grab it and go.
Real quick, guys, nose goes. Who's going to grab the bomb?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later, they blew that restaurant up. Like, it was just it was a weird time to be alive. I'm not going to lie to you in Baghdad.
How quick did it feel normal, though?
You know, it takes about a month.
A month,
if that, because you're literally like you're going to the pool parties. You have like these little fires, like bonfires. You're sitting around with your buddies. You're drinking. It's almost like you go back into like high school mode where it's like you and your buddies go camping and you're drinking beers and stuff. And then you just assimilate so quick to having less.
Yeah.
The harder part is when you come back and you're trying to assimilate to having more. If that makes any sense at all. But it's just like, it's like
I've been living with nothing and I get back and my bank account has 6 figures. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I better go spend that.
Yeah. Better get back to having nothing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Grandma didn't raise me to save no money. All right.
Couldn't get her a plate, but now, I'm going to get her.
Yeah.
I'm going to go find a full set.
Yeah. It's like a subculture of a subculture of a subculture, right? Because you got like your military, and then you have your special operations guys, and then you have like your super duper high speed dudes. Like that's how it felt. And I'm not saying we were all super duper high speed guys. Most of us were like, we had a lot of infantry guys. We had the Marine, the Recon, we had the Rangers and stuff. But you just felt like you were treated different.
Yeah.
Right? Like you got your beard, you could literally drive your Suburban and go buy beer whenever you wanted. Like we were just treated
different.
Big boy privileges.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until the MPs got called and they're like, hey, you guys need to close it up. And we're like, it's only 2 a.m.
Yeah.
I was going to take a dip in the pool. So here's one.
You're waterboarding a guy right over there. What do you mean? Don't worry about it.
So the first, dude, it was like within the first 3 days, I'm in the embassy and they have like the big chow hall in the embassy. And I was like, oh, dude, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to have some pancakes. I'm going to have everything. It's going to be so good. And I'm sitting down, I'm eating. We start taking indirect fire and they lock all the doors of the embassies and they make us go down into the basement. And the basement is like every TCN, every cook, every local. And all it is a bunch of rugs. And they're like, well, we can't let anybody leave until the all clear goes. And I was like, dude, it stinks so bad down here. Like, it just smells and it's hot and it's like stuffy. Like, there's no ventilation. So 3-4 days later, I'm sitting there eating breakfast. I hear indirect fire coming, dude. I just like run and grab 2 Pop-Tarts and sprint out the door. Because going out there and getting hit by a mortar in my head was a better option than going down and smelling those people for like 90 minutes while we were waiting.
Bro, you talk about Pop-Tarts a lot in the book.
Oh, dude, they were like the snack of choice. Because, dude, you've deployed. It's like...
Yeah, no, Pop-Tart... No, I get it. I would always fucking grab 2 or 3, but I'm like, I didn't know this was just universal. Like, the amount of times you're like, we're drunk, we're going to go stop by the DFAC and get Pop-Tarts. It's like... Fuck yeah, dude.
Well, because they're always available.
Yeah.
It's like if you miss the regular food times, there's like, oh, hey, you can go make a sandwich over there, or there's Pop-Tarts and Rip-Its, and those like just grab me and go. Or they had the Hua bars. They came out with those in 04.
I never had those.
They're disgusting.
Are they?
Yeah, they are terrible.
I'd probably rather have... Dude, blueberry Pop-Tarts fucking hit every time.
Yeah.
It's like I'm wasted. I need to go back to bed, but I better get some Pop-Tarts on the way.
Yeah, that'll fix me.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Damn. Well, real quick, we're going to take a quick word from our sponsors.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Hey, thank you guys for listening to the podcast. Thank you guys for all of the support. You guys have absolutely been killing it. Again, if this is your first time listening or anything like that, you're enjoying the content, you're enjoying our banter, our jabs, Holden crying on the sideline.
Happens a lot.
A lot, dude. Yeah.
Happens a lot.
Those post-podcast meetings are heavy.
I'm going to cry after this.
Please hit the like, subscribe, comment something. We appreciate them. We read them. We respond. And if they're shitty comments, I respond equally shitty. Just as a warning.
He does.
Yeah, I love it. And then most importantly, go read Guns, Girls, and Greed from our fabulous guest today. It's amazing. Most fun I've had with a book in a long time.
Yeah. I haven't read it. I'm going to read it after this.
It's at a 3rd grade reading level, so Holden can read it.
Yeah, if the pages are stuck together like an old Playboy afterward, that's okay.
Hell yeah.
I can't even open my book.
You're going to smell them.
Yeah, love you guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right, and we're back. I'm having fun. Speaking about your book and everything like that, I know we just said in the ad read too, but it's the most fun I've had with a book in a long time. I was laughing a lot. I learned a lot. And then, you had me tearing up a couple times as well in some of the passages and stuff like that really resonated with me. And I think the thing I like the most about the book is it's relatable for anybody, right? I'm talking about like funk fakers and stuff like that. Like not everyone that's in the military or PMC is a fucking decorated war hero like they want you to believe, right? We always tell the cool stories that we have, the near-death experiences, but we don't talk about the mundane shit. Right, it's just day in, day out. It's what we do. We're fucking waffle stomping shits. We're fucking trying to one up each other with stories. We're fucking talking about jerking off way too much.
Stealing Pop-Tarts and running into mortars.
Yeah. Pop-Tarts and mortars is the move versus sitting with a bunch of TCMs. So if you're out there and you like to laugh, if you want to reminisce about times with the boys, if you just, you just miss it. I think this is like the perfect book for you. Or if you're a family member or you just always wondered what military life is like, this is it, dude. I was telling my wife last night, we were talking, and she lets me rant sometimes, which is a fucking mistake.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a mistake that she's learned. But I was just ranting about the book, about how much I was enjoying it. And I told my wife, I'm like, I definitely want you to listen and read this book. I'm like, just bear through all the jerk off talk and shitting yourself and stuff like that. But for me, the underlying message was powerful. And I did appreciate the fact that you do call out funk fakers, as you call them, which I love that term so much.
Dude, so Eric Prince wrote a book about Blackwater, and he made us all sound like we were heroes. And then you have Jeremy Skakehill wrote a book, made it sound like we were all criminals and stuff. And the truth is that, like, the story on the ground is completely different.
Yeah.
Like we did some good stuff, we did some bad stuff, and at the end of the day, I just wanted to put it all out there.
Yeah.
Because like the first time you see somebody die, like it just changes your entire perspective on life. The first time like I pulled the trigger, I remember thinking, "Holy crap!" Because if you think about it, maybe 5%, maybe 10% of the U.S. military is actually trigger pullers by design, right? Infantry guys. And then of those people that actually pull the trigger, you're looking at probably maybe 10%. So you're like I've been one of those guys that actually pulled the trigger in combat. And what does it feel like? And then how do you like reconcile it as you go on later? And then at some point it just becomes mundane, right? Like it's like, okay, well, I shot another car today. And I purposely didn't put like every time we shot at somebody because I didn't want to sit there and be like, oh my gosh,
they're shooting everybody.
Yeah, the hero worship where people are like, oh, I have 87,000 confirmed kills, and it's like, yeah, okay, calm down, COVID. All right,
Yeah.
Like you're not that lethal. But a lot of the veteran books that come out, I feel like they're trying to make themselves like the hero and the brand.
They're inflating it a bit.
Yeah. Whereas I was like, dude, most of the guys are like me. Like I got a cool, like I fell into a crazy opportunity. It was a cool job. I made a bunch of money. And this is the actual story of the guys on the ground. Like all those things that you were talking about earlier. Like you'd be shocked at how often we were solving all the world's problems. Like we were talking about transvestites before the whole like LGBTQHI whatever the heck.
Before you couldn't say transvestite anymore.
Yeah. I don't know what you're
Fucking
supposed to say.
lady boys.
Yeah, but
Are you not supposed to say transvestite anymore?
I don't think so. Okay. I don't fucking know.
Like, dude, when you're bored and you're just sitting there like waiting for something to happen, you will come up with the most insane. Essentially, the world's going to end unless you make a decision, and then you dissect the decision. So the classic one is like, would you rather have sex with a lady boy from the Philippines that's really, really hot, or the ugliest, nastiest woman on the planet? And then it's like, well, you got to pick the woman. And they're like, well, I'd pick the lady boy because it's like more woman than the woman. And you're like, so you're gay? Well, I'm not gay. Okay, so hold on. With the lady boy,
Yeah.
like
There's layers to this shit.
Like, dude,
well, have you heard the new one? It's like, would you rather fuck Hulk Hogan with a vagina, rest in peace, or Megan Fox with the biggest penis you've ever seen?
And dude, we could probably talk about that for like at least 3 hours.
I have.
I've got like 5 would you rathers in my head right now.
Yeah.
My favorite one, as always, is like, how much would it take for you to suck a dick? Like in your heart of
Oh,
hearts.
dude.
And then
That's
you start
the
negotiating price and stuff like that. You're like, I could use $15,000 right now.
Well, dude, and that's the problem is like we're all making really good money, so of course, like the price went way up. You know, when we were all
fair.
E4s, we were like, okay, 25,000, I'll probably. You know, and dude, there's always the one guy that's like, I would never, and then finally you're like $7 billion, and he's like, yeah, I'd do it for that. You're gay.
There's 3 people in my life that I've met where they said it would no amount of money, and I believed them. Yeah. But me and Holden, like, I think it was like podcast episode 1. He asked that question.
Yeah.
And it was like, I think my number was like 25,000, and Holden was like 300,000.
Yeah,
maybe it was more.
Yeah.
As soon as he said 300,000, I went, fucking gay.
Yeah. Yeah. Literally gave me no chance. Just immediately gay.
So gay, dude. You'd suck a dick for money. You fucking hooker.
Dude, I'm just saying, like, as long as there's not eye contact, does it really?
I think mine was
25,000. You're not getting the full package.
I think mine.
You know what I mean?
But the one that I asked was, would you rather have penises for fingers or vaginas for ears? And I picked penises for fingers.
I picked vaginas for ears,
just so I could go up and shush people like that. And just
yeah, but like anytime you want to use your hands, dude, you're like, all right, let me fucking warm them up. Let me take a honey pack real quick.
I have to watch some of that Haji porn, dude, and get them all fucking erect and grab things with them, dude.
Dude, Jason. So I still talk to Jason on a semi-regular basis, and this guy's like, he's like, I love it, and I was like, dude, you're like, I literally call you Jason the porn king in the book, and he's like, I tell everybody I'm in the book, man. Like,
that's great.
Yeah, dude,
known as the porn king in a book.
It is,
awesome.
Dude. You're the most degenerate person I met when you were going back. You got someone's room to stay in before you came back for good. And like, you're like, it smells like cigarettes. There's dirty clothes everywhere. And then you saw the binder of the porn.
Yeah.
And the guy, you met up with him later. He's like, oh yeah, dude, I was like chain smoking for 2 weeks. So everyone would just leave my room alone. I was like, oh my God, that's so fucking smart.
Yeah. So Jason had the porn binder, like, you know, you had all your CDs when you were in high school.
Yeah.
Right.
He had that, but it was porn, and then when we were in Sulamania, like you could rent stuff from him. It was like free, right? You come in and be like, hey, I want to try out the old folks home porn, and he's like, all right, whatever. Like, dude, he had everything.
1, 2, or 3.
Yeah, like, and then you bring it back, and then like he started going around room to room and be like, I'm missing my actual German Shepherd porn. Like, who stole my German Shepherd porn? And everybody's like, and he's like,
He's a savant.
you are no longer allowed to rent these. Like, now if you have them, you're gonna have to write your name on a piece of paper and put it where the disc was.
It's a fucking library card for porn, dude.
Literally,
Oh my
he
God.
started the library of porn, dude.
And then I ended up going to Kirkuk after I was on the QRF. That's all the shooting stuff. And I go to Kirkuk, and on the way home, dude, I'm like so hungover. And this is how I got fired the second time. Is I got way too drunk and beat up a bathroom in the U.S. Embassy.
You fucking won though,
Dude, I totally took it.
Hell yeah!
It's like that Walk Hard movie where he goes in and he's like ripping the sink off, and he's like, ugh! In my head, I don't even know, I was blacked out. But
you beat the fuck out that bathroom, dog.
yeah, so dude, they used to have like transient barracks like at the man camp. So there's 500 people, but dude, they were full. So they'd be like, okay, you're gonna go hang out in this room, and I walk into this room, and it is filthy, dude. Like it is the grossest room I've ever been in. It's like ashtrays and just like cigarette ash all over, dirty clothes, like legitimate like piles of dirty clothes. But I'm too hungover, so I just finally like crawl in bed, and I'm trying to sleep off this hangover. And the next morning I wake up, and I think it's Christmas Day, which Christmas sucks overseas, but I think it's Christmas Day. And I look over and I see the porn binder, and I was like, I'm in Jason's room. So, dude, I like literally 15 years later, I meet up with the guy, and I was like, dude, I got stuck in your room. And he's like, oh, dude, I made that room so disgusting. I thought somebody would walk in and be like, I'm not staying in that stuff, and then leave. And I was like, no, it was that disgusting, but I was that hungover.
Yeah, shit.
Like,
I didn't care.
Yeah.
It's funny you bring up Christmas in the book, because you were Blackwater for like, what, about 2 years, right?
It was like 18 months, yeah.
18 months, yeah, because I know you spent basically 2 birthdays.
2 birthdays, 2 Thanksgivings, 2 Christmases. And the whole thing was Blackwater's whole thing is they don't get paid if you're not on the ground.
Yeah.
Right? So everybody wants to go home for the holidays. So they would give us $3,000 a day for a bonus if you were there for Thanksgiving, and another $3,000 for Christmas.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah. So it was always like, hey, I'm making $3,500 today. Like I'll gut it out.
Fucking yeah. But I liked you're talking. I think it was your first Christmas there, and you're just ripping on majors. That's the most useless rank in the military.
Still hate majors.
I have one major I really like. Me and him were boys. But I agree. But you're talking about like going to the DFAC, and they have like the major like serving food and stuff like that, and how fucking asinine it was and stupid. And I was sitting there, I was like thinking, because I spent a couple Christmases overseas, and I was like, he's fucking right, dude. I hated that shit. It's like, oh, here's your mashed potatoes, just fucking plopping it on my plate. I'm like,
well, dude, and they do it for their self gratification.
yeah, it's just for them.
It's not for me. I don't care who gives me the potatoes. Dude.
Yeah.
But they
seeing
sit there.
you does not make my day better.
Yeah,
actually,
no.
It makes it worse. I actively try to avoid you.
Yeah, and it's like this tradition where they're like, okay, all the officers are going to go serve the enlisted people. And dude, I was
it's
an
like a
officer
homeless
later.
shelter, dude. They're just
Yeah.
same. It's like and it's not like to help people. It's just like, oh.
And you have like this full, but so dude, in the green zone, it's where all the green zone and like Camp Victory over by the airport is where all the brass hung out, and that like it was the closest thing to being on like a military base in the U.S. Like everybody's wearing PT belts when yeah, like
hell
dude,
yeah.
like you're saluting everybody. Like I'm coming off of these like little birds, and everybody's like saluting each other, and I was like, where the hell are we? I thought we were in Iraq. But dude, you would have like these full bird colonels. Like you couldn't swing a dead cat and not hit a full bird colonel.
That's crazy.
In all these places. Damn. So of course it's like every full bird colonel generals are like, would you like some extra mashed potatoes? And I'm like, no, I don't fucking want to be here on Christmas. Like everything about this sucks an ass. Like you're not making my day better.
Yeah.
By any stretch. And dude, I didn't have family to go to. I probably would have just like hung out in my apartment on Christmas and maybe driven up to see family. But like I feel like the self gratification that they get out of that is something that everybody just looks at and goes like,
it's so fake.
Like, I can't believe like you have nothing better. Like this is the highlight of your life as an Army officer. Is like, dude, I gave that guy some extra green beans.
Yeah, fucking give me the green beans, pass over the fucking Pop-Tarts, and let me move on with my day.
Yeah, and they got like little Santa hats on
with their fucking rank on them too.
Yeah, and dude, and everybody wants to be all cheery and stuff, and it's like, dude, I don't know. Maybe I'm like an old soul, but I feel like when you're at war, you should actually like just be at war so you can get it done with and go home.
Yeah.
Right.
But dude, it felt like when I got over there with Blackwater and being around all that brass, it was like we're here literally just making people's careers better. Like 100%. You're here to make the next rank. Like
I'm doing all this dumb shit to make you look better.
Yeah. And we're not, and everybody, like, the craziest thing is you get on the news and they're like, oh my God, we're making so much progress. You guys would be so amazed. Like, you could walk down to downtown Baghdad and you could just have a nice smoothie. And then, like, all you hear is a dump truck out by the front gate that just blew up. And you're like, I don't see the same thing as you.
Where are you seeing a smoothie bar?
Yeah. Like, but so 04, to kind of get into like the geopolitics of it, in 2004, well, it started before that. When Saddam Hussein, which dude,
let's go back to World War I real quick.
So essentially, Saddam Hussein is like, he's the Thanos of our day, dude. right? Like,
Yeah.
like when you're sitting there and Thanos is explaining why he's like doing the things he is, you're like, no, that actually makes a lot of sense. I'm kind of on his side.
Yeah.
Like I want, I want him to lose because he's not like he's got a big fat purple chin.
You wanted him to lose?
Yeah. But dude, Saddam Hussein was that, right? Like he was a ruthless dictator, but he kept Iraq in check because Iraq is split between the Sunnis, the Shias, and the Kurds. And the Sunnis are aligned with Saudi Arabia. The Shias are aligned with Iran.
Yep.
So he had like a 1980 to 1988, the border conflict with Iran, Iraq. And then he gassed the Kurds because the Kurds were helping Iran, is what he was saying. And those are the mass graves I got to go hang out at. But like he kept everything in check. And as soon as we went in there, we got rid of the Ba'ath Party, which is all the Sunnis. So they've been in charge for 30 years.
Yeah.
And all the Shias are like, oh, it's our country now, bro. Like now we own the government. And they started doing like kill squads, like in Baghdad. Like your neighbor for 30 years, you'd walk next door with a gun and be like, if you don't leave tonight, I'm going to blow your head off because you're a Sunni and I'm a Shia. Like we created that sectarian rift when we went back in there. The other thing we did, and everybody knows about like us disbanding the military because it was all Ba'ath Party members.
Yeah.
Sunnis. We also disbanded the entire government because everybody in the government was a Ba'ath Party member. So Blackwater had to come in and protect diplomats to go out and literally like teach them how to run a country.
Yeah.
Like this is how you use an Excel spreadsheet. This is called a garbage schedule. You pick up garbage when it's on the street. Like this is the stock market. This is how you land planes. Anybody that had any idea of how to run a country or even like a small business got booted out, and they all got sent over to essentially the western the western part of Iraq, so the Sunni Triangle. So Blackwater was born out of necessity, right? You couldn't have U.S. military people taking around diplomats, right? You can't put a military face on your diplomatic mission.
Yeah.
Now, what happened when I got there is everybody thought, oh my God, these guys are going to start hiring their own security because Department of State has its security stuff, the diplomatic security services. We're like, dude, make your money now. It's going to go away. Dude, it never went away. And the reason it never went away is because when the 4 guys got hanged off the bridge in Fallujah, nobody was like, who the hell are they working for? They were like, Americans died.
Yeah.
When Blackwater guys ended up, shooting civilians in Nisser Square, nobody blamed the State Department. They blamed Blackwater. So what has happened is now the U.S. will send private military contractors overseas on a whim because they know if one of them dies, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Dude, it's going to make them news for like 12 hours.
Yeah.
If one of them does
It's a
something...
good scapegoat.
Yeah, if one of them does something wrong, it's not going to come back to my policy. It's going to
come back to how they operate as a company.
Yeah. And it has really become now where you're seeing, remember the pier in Gaza where Joe Biden's like, we are not going to put boots on the ground. I don't know if that's how he talks, but of course we didn't put boots on the ground.
You got to go a lot slower when you talk like that. Yeah.
We use private military contractors.
Yeah.
Or they had the PMCs up in northern Iraq that got hit by the Iranian drones. Dude, that made the news for 3 hours and then nobody gave a crap.
Yeah.
You have the 2 contractors in Gaza that ended up getting injured. Nobody gives a crap. But dude, you put boots on the ground and one of those guys takes some frag, everybody's going to give a crap.
Getting a building named after him, a highway, something.
So it really has become, born of necessity, has become literally like just throw contractors at the problem. Yeah. Oh, and then they'll say, oh, it's cheaper than the military. It probably isn't, because contractors, the whole point of going over there and making money is you want to keep making money as a country. So when Afghanistan and Iraq ended, I was like, oh, the PMC game the gig is up. Like, it's done. It's not done, dude. It's bigger now than it was back in 2004.
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking last week. Prince, I mean, they just hired him to get the gangs out of, was it Ecuador?
Haiti. So this will. I
thought he just got hired for Ecuador like last week.
Yeah, Ecuador, Haiti, DRC.
I mean, he's got a whole monopoly on South America, running out the cartels.
So, oh, dude. Okay, so the Wagner Group essentially would provide security in Africa, and the African nation would pay them through tax revenues.
Okay.
So they're selling these minerals. Part of that money goes to Wagner Group. Part of the money goes to the local government. Eric Prince is actually using that as a new business model. Now, here's the problem with PMCs, is that if you're a PMC and you're a U.S. passport holder and you work for a U.S. contractor, you kind of have some coverage.
Okay.
Now PMCs are going and working for other organizations. So Eric Prince is working directly for Haiti.
Right.
Like there's no U.S. American coverage.
Yeah. Hired by the government of Haiti. Right.
Yeah. In DRC. And the Gaza contract, that's under a humanitarian aid organization that is pretty much funded by Israel. So like you're working for Israel. Like at the end of the day.
They run everything through charities.
Yeah. So what happens now, and this is an honest question, is what happens now legally when one of those guys gets captured by Hamas or the gang members in Haiti and you're a U.S. passport holder? Like, does the U.S. have an obligation to go get that person?
Damn.
What laws actually govern them? And I'll tell you why I care. Because the Nisser Square Blackwater guys got put in jail for manslaughter. They were going to pretty much spend the rest of their lives in jail because they got zero due process when they came home.
Yeah.
How do you give somebody due process? And there's a new book out on it. Of course, read mine first. But there's a new book out on it where essentially they say you couldn't collect evidence. There's no chain of custody. It's in an active combat zone. You're using people as witnesses that like have proven they weren't there or they were liars. And you still prosecuted these guys and gave them 20, 30 years in jail.
It's not like you're under the UCMJ or anything like that.
You're not UCMJ. You're not under the laws of Iraq. You're theoretically under the laws of the U.S., which means you should have due process given to you.
Damn, I never looked at it like that.
But how do you, like, dude, Bill Cosby got more due process.
Yeah, like how do you do due process when you aren't there?
Yeah, because I heard numerous different sides of that coin from Nesser Square or whatever it is, and like I've heard, like when they started doing the investigations, like just to like look up, like, oh well, yeah, they shot first, and they were shooting up cars and all kinds of shit, and they're like, okay, and it came time to start doing payouts, and they're like, okay, well, we want to pay you for the damages that these guys allegedly caused, so we need to see the cars and the shit and the damage that was caused, and they were like, oh yeah, we don't have the damaged car now, and it's like. So was there ever really a damaged car? And the collective whole of like the populace that was there came together to just lie and fuck these guys over.
I mean, I had many guys, in country and stuff like that where people are like, you shot my goat today. I need money.
Yeah.
Like, where's the goat?
Well, it's even like when I was in
delicious.
like even when I was in fucking Japan, dude, if a 7-ton ran over like the very corner of somebody's yard or grass near the street or something, just by like maybe having to flip a bitch because they got the directions wrong and they got to flip a bitch in the road, and like maybe they come up on somebody's yard just a little bit, dude, it's a huge fucking deal. We'd have to pay out fucking Japanese locals like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, we fucked up your grass, and you're telling me it's cost $10,000 for a fucking 1x1 square foot piece of grass? Get the fuck out of here.
But dude, I mean, this is the problem with having civilians in the battle space, right? Like, dude, I don't know what happened with the shoot. I'm not gonna say. I'm certain that they actually got fired on. Now, what happened after all that, dude? Who knows?
Yeah.
My entire argument is that if you're going to give somebody more due process who shot Charlie Kirk last week, then maybe you should give these guys that same due process. And if you can't guarantee that due process, then you probably shouldn't have them over there.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So,
or you got to drop the case.
Well, and people get mad at me because they're like, oh, well, you're messing with my money, and I'm still contracting to this day. And it's like, yeah, but like at the end of the day, if I had been captured by somebody, I still don't know what laws would apply to me.
Yeah,
I don't know. The guys in Gaza, if they get captured or if they end up, shooting somebody, what laws apply to you? And when you can't define what law applies to you, that means every law applies to you.
Yeah.
Like, Palestinian law applies to those guys now because they were in Palestine. Like, dude, there's a reason why those guys are getting paid over $1,000 a day.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not because it's more risky than Iraq. It's because the legal ambiguity that is happening here. I mean, here's another one. Eric Prince is literally like buying drones at Walmart, sending them over to Haiti, putting bombs on them, and blowing up gang members.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what you call that. I call that extrajudicial killing. Because at the end of the day, it's not like you had these guys on trial and say, hey, yeah, you're getting the death penalty. And then Eric Prince is like, hold on, I got a drone for this.
Yeah.
Right? So now what law is going to apply to Eric Prince for having the people over there? Is the company liable? Is the person that's flying the drone going to be liable? Like when you start getting into international law, like nobody has to pay attention to it, but everybody wants to use it when it benefits them.
Yeah.
And that's
when
the scary thing.
optics are bad.
Yeah.
How can we find the way to fuck these guys the most?
Yeah.
But I mean, so talking through like PMCs, you know, and everything like that, like just listening to your book and stuff like that. And I think you raised I don't know if you raised the question in it too. It's like, are we doing more harm than good, right? Especially like say Iraq, right? It's like the whole mission throughout the whole Middle East, winning hearts and minds. Do you think PMCs hurt what the U.S. was trying to do there? Do you feel like it was like a necessary thing that we had to do? Or a little bit of both?
Well, so it was necessary because we didn't plan the war at all.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I hate to be the person that's like
no,
spoiler alert, bro.
Yeah.
So when we went into Iraq in 2003, we didn't want to be seen as occupiers. So the first thing we did is we set up the Coalition Provisional Authority. That's the first Blackwater contract. They protected Paul Bremer. Didn't fire a single shot, which is pretty cool. I can't say that about me. But then we said, okay, now we're going to hand it off from Paul Bremer over to an interim government. At that exact moment is when Iraq became a diplomatic mission and not a military mission. Now, the problem with that is that there's active combat going on. So really, the military, theoretically, was the one that was working for the State Department and should have been coordinating. In reality, the military ran the show, and then we did the diplomacy stuff on the outside, and then Blackwater came in. Is that any way to be able to actually win a war? And the answer is no.
Yeah.
Bringing civilians into a battle space, whether it's through diplomacy, through private military contractors, through logistics, it's not how you win a war. The reason why we can't win wars is because we don't take and hold land anymore.
Yeah.
And that goes back to George W. Bush and Rumsfeld, where essentially they were like, get to Baghdad as fast as you can, cut the head off of the snake, and then we're going to hang out. Yeah, and then we're going to hang out in these big fobs and stuff. Well, dude, the last wars that we won, we actually took land and we held land. And if we had done that, if we plussed up our troops and said, now we got to Fallujah, everything below here is ours. Now we got to, you know, we could absolutely win a war like that.
Yeah.
But you can't win a war from a fob.
No.
And you can't win a war saying diplomacy is leading.
Yeah.
Like we're never, dude, if we do this again, and we absolutely will because we did it in Vietnam, we're never going to win a war again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so you're a history teacher. Kind of reminds me of Rhodesia, Zimbabwe, PMCs.
That's a whole
like
fucking
that.
mess.
Yeah, like, I mean, that's prime example of like PMCs and stuff coming in to take over and establish peace in the country and everything, and then handing it back over to the country, and then it's just like, yeah, we've basically, you know, established our own country and everything, and it's like, no, it's not yours to do. You got to hand that shit back.
I'm not
over.
fucking leaving.
No, that's exactly what Eric Prince is doing in Haiti. He's got a 10-year contract essentially to say, I'm going to get you guys up and running. Like he's trying to do the Rhodesia model.
It sounds like the executive outcomes in Angola and everything going on.
Now, this is Eric Prince's chance, because he's been promoting this like forever. Like PMCs, he tried to do it with Afghanistan. This is his chance to go in and say, you can use a private military contractor to stabilize a country and then hand it back over.
Yep.
The problem is that those gangs are going to have a vote, and
the gangs have people in the government.
That's the scary part, because, dude, now you have a U.S. citizen that's going to go into fighting gangs on their territory, and then one bad thing happens, one thing gets put on video, and the international community be like, oh, I know what law applies to that. Like, dude, I just think you could get away with it in Rhodesia, because that was back in like 1874. I don't know. I don't know the dates, but it was a long time ago, right? So,
no, I agree, and to me, it's interesting seeing what he's doing down there, and now the U.S. is also kind of hopping on that.
Well, dude, I
mean, look at how things have been gearing up in Venezuela. I mean, Trump literally posted yesterday of us fucking smoking a cartel boat.
Yeah, which I also call extrajudicial killing.
Right.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why PMCs are promulgating right now is that there is a tacit understanding between the new administration to say, hey, we're not going to put boots on the ground. You guys go figure this out if you want to do it. Because if you see where Eric Prince is going, he's going where there's minerals. There's something to be sold, right? There's Africa, DRC. I mean, the funniest thing is the first time I saw it, it was like, and we're going to help him collect taxes. And I was like, ugh. Do you really want to be a PMC, like IRS agent? Like, what the hell?
Right. Yeah.
But then that's when I realized it's the business model of saying, I'll give you security if you give me a cut of your profits.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I have to do taxes to get a cut of your profits. Yeah. So they're definitely letting it happen. Here's the crazy thing is PMCs brought in all these migrants during Biden. Mm-hmm. Like MVM is one company, Constellus is another company, made billions of dollars helping bring migrants into the U.S. And now they're like, if you guys pay us, we'll also help you. We'll help you get them out. I was like, dude, that's like a self-licking ice cream cone, bro. Yep. Like that's the best business model ever.
That's the fucking Ouroboros right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna. If you let me demolish your house, I'll help you rebuild it. Yep. They're like, oh yeah, this is a good idea.
Like, the best idea I've heard all day.
Yeah. The old Halliburton 2.0.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a crazy time. Right? I'm surprised it took us this long to get involved in Venezuela, being the most oil-rich and mineral-rich country in the world.
Yeah. Besides our own, but you can't get through the regulations.
Yeah,
I try. I mean, I've told people before, like the moment you see it on the news that we're in a country, we've already been there. We've been there for fucking 6 months.
We've been
at least
staging
before that.
I remember them telling us like we have no boots on the ground in Syria. I'm like, my buddy just texted me from Syria. What do you mean?
Oh, we're thinking of designating cartels as terrorist organizations. That means you already have, and we already have people on the ground.
Yeah.
Like it's and that's from being with special operations battalions and shit like that. Like you just kind of learn that kind of shit. Like,
so do you think that PMCs are just the future of war? It's as like a scapegoat for governments?
Oh, dude, 100%, and it's already happening in Ukraine. Ukraine is bringing in a bunch of Colombians.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, Russians were bringing in their conscripts from Africa. I want to say Nepal as well. They had a lot from Nepal. Yeah. Don't quote me on that. It could be a different country in that region, but I'm pretty sure it was Nepal. But they're just fucking burning through them.
Well, dude, what you kind of run out of bodies if you stay in war too long, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a war of attrition at the end of the day.
So what they're doing on the Ukrainian side, what they're doing is they're going down to Colombia and they're recruiting all these guys and saying, you're going to come in under the Ukrainian Foreign Legion.
Yeah.
But dude, they're mercenaries. Right? Yeah. They're straight up private military contractors.
I know dudes over there right now.
Yeah. And then on the other side, they're bringing in North Koreans. Mm-hmm. They're mercenaries.
Dude, wait, did you hear about the North Koreans when they first got there?
Yeah.
I think we talked about it. Did you hear about it?
No.
How they pissed, like the Russians were pissed about the North Koreans. It's the first time they had like no restrictions on their access to the internet. And they were just fucking scrolling porn and fucking cranking it all day. The Russians were like,
North Korea.
Yeah, the Russians were like, they're not out there fighting. They're just fucking beating their meats in their fucking tents.
Fucking jerking off in trenches, dude.
And I was like,
they're not even doing nothing.
Just like us. Hell yeah, brother. Like, this is fucking ridiculous,
maybe
dude.
we got more in common than we thought.
Yeah, hey, maybe not so bad.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
They just want to fucking crank it too.
No, but those Colombians that are getting, doing PMC shit over in Ukraine and stuff, they're literally just coming back and teaching drone warfare to everybody that they know.
Oh, dude, well, and they're getting chewed up. So there's another one where the Colombians are being hired by UAE, and then instead of going to UAE and protecting oil fields, they're sending them into Libya, and then they're having them move across the border into Sudan, and they're getting chewed up. Yeah, so, dude,
I didn't know about that.
Like right now, and I'll give you my advice on if you're going to become a PMC, but right now, dude, it is 2004. Everybody can get a contract. You can go overseas. You can actually do this stuff. It's back to the Wild West, man. Like every lesson learned that we should have learned using PMCs has been thrown out the window, and it's like, here's some cash, man.
I think it's me personally. I mean, I just keep them out. We hit so many topics on our phone call last week. We were talking about like with drone warfare and stuff like that. It's just like, to me, it's not like 2004 because once again, war has evolved past our ability to fight it or comprehend it to where we're back to trenches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. It's like you're not waiting for the mortar fire for them to like dial it in and hit you, or car bombs. It's like, oh, at any point in the day, I can just hear a little fucking.
There's a wind with a camera on it looking for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's fascinating. I mean, it's back to World War One. It's straight up trench warfare.
Straight up trenches, because like again, technology's advanced past our ability of how we fought wars.
The fields with the hundreds of thousands of fiber optic cables strung out all over them. Like, the first thing that comes into my mind when I saw those fields is like, if I am having to go through a movement through there and a drone is coming after me and I have to fucking book it, I'm fucked. Because you're literally running through a wood, like literally a field of just nothing but trip hazard. Like, you're fucked. Yeah. You're fucked no matter what you do.
No, 100%. It's crazy. It's also crazy seeing how they storm trenches now, dude. Just fucking 3 armored up vehicles fucking pull up at different parts of the trench. Dudes just pile out in the back, hop in, and just go to work. Mm-hmm. It's like, that's fucking nuts.
Yep. Like Buddy just stacking up in the fucking trench, dude, and just clearing fucking paths.
Well, war will always come down to the guys that are pulling the trigger.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
100%.
And I was Air Force. Air Power 1 back in Saudi Arabia back in 1993. Desert Storm. Air Power. Air Power. we ended up winning Vietnam because of Air Power in Laos.
Sounds like this guy right now.
Like, dude,
I've never once said that. Dude.
It was like,
no. I fucking hate the Air Force.
In basic training, they're taught all this stuff.
Yeah.
And dude, it doesn't matter. You still have to have those dudes with the guns
in faces.
Yeah. Yep. Like, at the end of the day,
you can only bomb so many schools.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if anybody's stuck around this long, I apologize. But after that, if you're going to be a PMC, let me just tell you where I screwed up. Right, save your money. Like, that sounds like the stupidest thing ever, but like, literally save your money. Set a goal so that you know when you're done. Right. Yeah. So I wish the first thing, and anybody that asks me, I say, look, I don't care what the goal is. Pay off your house, pay for your kids' college, have $200,000 in the bank. Whatever it is, you have to set a goal.
Yeah.
Because if you go over there like I did without a goal, you're going to come back, you're going to blow your money, and you have to go back to your contract.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there's nothing worse than being like, I have to go back. Yeah. Right. Setting that goal essentially says, I want to go back. And dude, there's some guys that are doing that. Like, they're absolutely loaded, and they're like, yeah, I just like to go over to Baghdad. Like, why the hell not? I'm making extra money. The other thing is like, buy pink. Everything you own should be pink, except for what you're wearing. Because, dude, when you go overseas, everybody is going to steal your shit.
Tactically acquired.
It doesn't matter, dude.
Gear adrift is a gift.
Yeah, dude.
Actually, nowadays, if it was pink, I'd probably fucking steal it. You know what I mean?
Fucking steal it too.
Well,
it's kind of fucking hot.
Dude, I showed up with like a pink towel. I had like the pink soap holder. Dude, none of my stuff ever got stolen.
No shit.
But everybody would be like, dude, I was taking a shower and like the TCN came in and stole my towel. Like, dude, they don't steal pink stuff, man. No. So like, I tell everybody, like, I mean, set the goal, buy everything pink. And here's the thing that you're not going to be ready for is that when you deploy with the military, you come back with your buddies and you talk, and there's catharsis, right? There's a bunch of studies after World War II. They were on a ship for a long time. There was catharsis. They were talking. It reduced PTSD is the theory behind it. When you come back as a PMC, bro, it's just you.
Yeah.
And all of your friends are overseas. Like, every single one of your best friends are hanging out in Baghdad. Mm-hmm. And I can't tell you how many people are like, oh, yeah, I'm going to take like 6 months off. Yeah, and then I'll be back. And then like 2 months later, there they are. Because your friends are there, man. And there's nothing more lonely when you come back from a combat zone. And whether or not you were getting hit, getting shot at, whatever, your anxiety levels are through the roof.
Yeah.
And you come home and you're just squirrely. And when it's just you and you're squirrely, that's when people start drinking too much. Now, here's the one thing Blackwater doesn't tell you. We lost 43 dudes working for Blackwater overseas. We've lost way more than that to suicide.
Yeah.
In the last 20 years. Because these guys don't know how to assimilate back into life. And all their friends are overseas. And it comes to a point where you just can't keep going back. And like some of the nicest, coolest, funniest dudes ever, like, I get a phone call and it's like, hey, this guy shot himself. And you're like, what in the flying hell is going on? The only support you're going to get when you come back as a PMC is a Discord channel and maybe a Facebook page, bro. And I can tell you that those are lonely places because it's full of a number of people that are just old and grumpy and want to bitch and they want to argue. I'm like the hottest topic on the Blackwater Facebook page. Like, oh, who is this guy saying we're all mercenaries? Oh, no, that's not how it was. And it's like, dude, I don't care. Yeah. I have a life outside of this.
Yeah.
But dude, it is, you know how like military members kind of savage each other to a certain extent. Like, my deployment was cooler than your deployment was cooler.
Yeah, we're our own worst critics.
Yeah, I play that game with Holden all the time.
Yeah, literally. I've never deployed. I was with the special operations unit, and I never deployed. So I deal with that all the fucking
so sick.
time.
I win that game every time. Yeah. It's my favorite.
Yeah.
But dude, when you're home and you're by yourself and you're not talking to anybody, and like, dude, I can't tell you how many marriages fell apart. How many people are like, oh, I owe my ex so much money. I owe the IRS. Like, dude, when your world is falling apart, you either have to go back to a contract, or like a lot of the people are taking the final out, and that sucks. And that's the other thing. I think if I could go to Capitol Hill and I could advocate, I would say if you're going to send PMCs over there, then you need to put some kind of a support system around that. The way that maybe just say, hey, you guys have access to the VA, because at least it's something. The VA sucks.
Yeah, but it's something.
It's something,
and you can get connections there and stuff like that. And I feel like just being a PMC is like just looked down upon.
Yeah.
Well, dude, and that's the thing. Like, I was there for the money, right?
Yeah.
And now, a lot of the people will say, hey, I went there because I wanted to keep serving my country. And, dude, I still think that they're full of shit. But at the end of the day, if they're looking in the mirror and they say, oh, I was over there serving my country, protecting diplomats, and that gets them to sleep at night, who cares? I don't care what you call yourself. Me, dude, I was there for the money. I was there for the adventure. I got exactly what I wanted, and I left. Here's the other thing. Oh, Morgan only did it for 18 months. I did it for 12 years. So what is he being able to say it? And it's like, yeah, that's because I looked at it like, I'm going to make my money and get the hell out of here. And a lot of these guys, they made their money. They spent their money. They kept going back. And then finally, after 10 years, it's like, it's not sustainable. I'm going to lose my wife. I'm going to lose my kids. So now they're back home. And a number of them, I don't, dude, it's very odd to me. Like,
do you think they were addicted to it? Like maybe they would get back home, they'd have that lull moment, and they'd just be like, you know what, this is my purpose, and like I'm sitting at home not doing my purpose, and like this is what I need to be doing. Like, do you think it's something like that, or?
I think it's less about purpose and more about like, that's where my buddies are.
Yeah,
like that's where I want to be.
Well, I look at it like the transition off of like active duty or just the military in general. It's like you start going off, you're like, oh, like I've lost everything. I've lost my close homies, stuff like that. I'm like I think you say in the book, it's like, this is home.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, this is home. This is what I know. This is where I feel myself, where I feel comfortable, to where when you try to re-assimilate, right, and you just keep going in the book and like interact, you're like, I'm just an asshole. You know, it's just like, hey, I'm just speaking my mind. I'm acting how I've been acting for 18 months, how I've been acting since I was active duty Air Force. And now I'm trying to go back to the civilian world, and no one fucking gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, well, dude, war is toxic and it's intoxicating, dude. Yeah. Like you know it's bad for you. Nobody's like, oh, you know what was really good for me? That war. Give me some of that war. So you know it's bad for you, but at the same time, it's like I just want more of it.
Yeah.
Like, so maybe these guys, maybe they joined for different reasons than I did, and if they did, kudos to them. But at the end of the day, man, like just take the money, set your goal, take the money, and then choose if you want to keep doing it. Like that. I wish somebody would have sat me down and told me that, because, dude, I came home, bought a Land Rover. Dude, I was like king shit at Turd Hill, bro.
Yeah.
Damn. So at what point did you realize that you should write a book, or that you wanted to write a book? Was there a certain like story, a certain thing happened, or is it just like constantly reminiscing with the boys on Discord and you're like, I need to write these down?
No, dude, I was actually just like, one day I just got pissed off and was bored and was like, I'm gonna start writing stories. So I started like Tucker Max style. Like, okay. So you'll like in the book you'll be like, it's a bunch of stories that are strung together. That's because that's exactly how it started.
I love the Tucker Max books, dude. Those were some of the greatest books.
And then finally I wrote it. I sent it to a guy that actually writes for Hollywood, and he's like, this is good. He's like, you have a voice. Apparently, like, you're supposed to have this voice. I didn't know. But he's like, dude, I could hear you in this book. You have a voice. Like, it's good. You should publish it. And it just kind of snowballed from there.
Okay.
So, like, you know, I'll lie to you and say, oh, it was cathartic and I was getting all this stuff out. And in my, like, somewhere in my head, I was like, yeah, maybe this will help. But that's not why I wrote it. And it sure as hell didn't help.
It didn't help, no?
No, because, dude, the Blackwater guys were pissed off at me because I wrote it. Blackwater proper threatened to sue me and make my kids homeless, which is why when I re-released it, I was like, screw it. I'm calling it Guns, Girls, and Greed because screw you guys. Like, you're going to threaten my kids being homeless? Like, I'm gonna come at you harder.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it was... The people that read it were like, dude, this is really good. But the people that didn't read it, like, they're the first ones to cast stones and be like, that's not how, that's not how it happened. I was over there. And it's like, dude, whatever, dude. You can see a car accident from 18 different angles and get 18 different stories.
Yeah. Right. Write your own fucking book then.
Yeah. But, dude, I've even offered, I'm like, dude, if you guys want to write your story, even if it's 10 pages, right? Here's, not to get too deep, but when my grandfather was like dying, everybody was like, I don't know what he did during World War II. I wish I knew what he did during World War II. And I tell every veteran this, like, if it's 10 pages, if it's 20 pages, if it's a book, write down what you did so that your kids at some point and your grandkids can say, oh, that's what he did. And it doesn't have to be funny and it doesn't have to be like, in book format or anything. But I can't tell you how many people I've talked to that have said that same story. Like, my dad was in Vietnam, and when he was like dying, I just wanted to know what happened. But by then, it was too late for him to be able to like talk or. So, dude, I'll offer anybody. Like, absolutely happy to help you get your story out. I'm not gonna write it for you because that didn't work out for Tim Kennedy, so it wouldn't work out for you.
Hell yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, get the stories out. There's so many books. George W. Bush had his book. Robert Gates. Petraeus, McChrystal, all these guys have these books and they're so high up and so strategic and they suck.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, the reason why Band of Brothers was like awesome is because it was the people on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It, like, if they would have been like, oh, and then General McCuster over in 17th Brigade, like, dude, nobody gives a crap about that. But they're the only ones that write. That's the problem.
Because they have that intelligence, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is a book I just was reading. I was like, this is 4 E4s, and I'm fucking about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to start reading it tonight as soon as we're done. I'm actually excited. I'm very excited.
It's fucking solid, dude. Yeah. So you start writing everything like that. Did you just like do one draft and call it a day?
No, dude.
No. And how many fucking times did you get through it and you're just like, all right, this is good?
No.
First paragraph is me shitting my pants. Fucking send it.
So the first thing you do is, if somebody reads it and they say, hey, like, I'm willing to put up some money to help you publish this thing, you do an editorial review.
Okay.
So it says, hey, you know what? Like, this book, the way it flows, like, you want to put this in the front, you want to put this in the back. So when I start my book, I start with a story that happened like somewhere in the middle, right?
Okay.
And then from there, it kind of starts going sequentially. But that's your editorial review. You got to fix that. And then, dude, the worst is, like, I've probably read my book 20 times. Because the editing and the editing and the editing.
I get that.
And I got, like, I didn't write it in classical style. So people are coming in and being like, you need to add a comma here and you need to, and I was like, no, I don't want a comma. Like, I don't want that break. I want it to be, I use periods on purpose because I want it to be like small, noshable sentences. Like, and then I said, oh shit. And then shit. Like, dude, that's all a period afterward. Like, I don't want to string it together with commas. So you have to go through that, and dude, the whole book publishing thing takes a year at least, man.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And that's if you have a solid draft.
Yeah. Damn.
Oh, so going back.
So everybody that asked me for a free book, go buy it. I put a lot of time in this. You
it's great.
Twats.
Yeah, go buy his fucking book.
Go fucking buy it, twats.
Yeah, go buy his book.
Going back, you end the book with saying that you'll never let your kids read this book. Have you changed your mind on that at all?
No, absolutely
No,
not.
absolutely not.
No.
I'm going to have my kids read this book.
I mean,
like, probably next week.
Yeah. Do a book.
This is funny because I know.
Dad, what's a pocket pussy?
Oh, God, dude. Your wife will kill you.
My buddy had the book. And he loaned it out to his friend. He's a teacher also.
Hell yeah.
He loaned it
Ready
out
to the class,
friend.
dude? Fuck yeah.
Well, he loaned it out, and he was like, hey, I want the book back. And she's like, okay, let me go get it. She lost it. And then she's a teacher also. Like 2 weeks later, she gets called to the principal's office. It's like, hey, your 4th grade son started the book report on this book called... And she was like, oh, that's where the book went. So yeah,
That's fucking sick, dude. That kid's cool as shit.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah. I was like, I can't even imagine what that book report sounded like.
Yeah.
Because the first sentence is full stop, just fuck.
Yeah.
Right? Like, first sentence is fuck, period. I think I shit my pants, period. Like, so...
He's like, this guy in the book, I relate to him because he also shits his pants.
Yeah.
Kind of fucking sick.
It's
the guy that shits in a cooler, I got to try that one out, though.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, it's NC-17, I would say. I mean, my kids are probably going to read it at some point.
Yeah.
They're going to grow up, and then they're going to find out you wrote a book, and then they're going to go take
Oh,
it
no,
upon
they already
themselves.
know. They know I wrote a book.
Oh, well, then they're definitely going to take it
Yeah.
upon themselves to find it and read it.
But then, like, I know that at some point my daughter's going to be in high school and somebody's going to try to Google her or something and it's going to pop me up and it's going to be like, Morgan. So my sister, she was dating some guy and came over to her place to pick her up and he came inside and he's like, oh, what book is that? And she's like, oh, my brother wrote that book. And she's like, yeah, we had our date and never called me again. Yeah. Like, which is funny because like I'm like the anti-hero. I know I wasn't the coolest guy or the best trained or any of the other stuff.
And you say that a lot in the book too.
Yeah.
It's like you're very humble about it. Like, I'm just a dumb fuck.
Yeah, but like at the end of the day, people are like Blackwater. It's like we weren't that cool. Like it was fun. It was great. It was a great adventure. It's a hell of a book, but we still weren't that cool.
Yeah. At the end of the day, do you feel like the book was kind of like a confession, a warning, or just an honest memoir of your time?
It started off as a pretty honest memoir, and then what I realized later, so when I re-released the book with this title, I kind of started putting in the undercurrent of how war changes people as they go. And it doesn't matter if you're a service member or if you're a PMC or hell, even if you're a truck driver. Just going overseas and having that heightened sense of anxiety of like what could happen. Yeah. Like it take like, so PTSD, and dude, I'm kind of back and forth on it, but at the end of the day, PTSD can happen one of two ways. One is like it happens, one thing happens and you have it.
Yeah.
Or it's this slow process of just being in situations where it's like, okay, after 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, a year, and
just that constant pressure.
It's just, and then you come home and like you realize you're an asshole and you don't give a shit about the price of milk or like all these things when you come home and you transition back. Like I tried to put that in the book to be like, I'm not making an excuse for who I was when I came back because admittedly I was a dick, but like you also can't expect people to come back and just be like, oh, hey, here's the kid. Oh, there's this bill. Like, I don't know, man.
I think one of my favorite things about the book that's resonated with me a lot when it's all said and done is two things. One of them, because I always appreciate a good callback. So at the end of the book, your callbacks to the beginning of the book, like the constant use of cucumber throughout the book, had me fucking die. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. But the other one was the string of consciousness as you're in things. And like, I wanted to do this, but instead we rammed the fucking vehicle, right? It's like, I'm feeling numb. And it was just that term, I'm feeling numb. I'm feeling numb. Just over and over again in the book. I'm like, it resonated with me. It's like, I get that. Cause like shit just keeps happening. It's like what he says, like it's a constant pressure of habits. Like it's not always all at once. It's sometimes just that slow. It's like, okay, I should be a better person, but I feel nothing.
Yeah, dude. And I tried to explain this to my soldiers when I went back in 09 and 10 as an Army officer. I told my soldiers the first 3 months, you're going to like really care. Yeah. The second 3 months you're over there, you're going to be good at your job and you're going to be fine. The third 3 months, you're going to stop caring. Like you're going to be like, these people don't care about their country. Why are we over here? Like, who cares? Your last 3 months are like, I'm just trying to get home alive. Yeah. And all of my soldiers were like, yeah, whatever, dude. And I had like 3 or 4 come to me later and say, no, like you pretty much nailed it. And I think that's the natural progression, right? Like every unit comes over and says that the unit they're taking over for is all dicked up. Yeah. Like, why were they doing it that way? That doesn't make any sense.
Bunch of fucking assholes.
Yeah, so
they didn't know how to do their job.
But you're getting that guy in literally his I don't give a crap, I just want to get home moment. Yeah. And you're in your hua, we're going to go save the world moment. And that's the other problem with fighting wars the way that we do is like you're literally losing all of that knowledge because the person's just like, dude, I can't wait to get the hell out of here. Mm-hmm. And if this guy thinks he can do it better, and dude, I did the same thing. You think you can do it better, dude? I don't give a shit. Go do it. Yeah. Like good for you. Yeah. So it is. I'm glad they got rid of like the 12-month deployments just because of that, but 9 months is pushing it pretty hard too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm Air Force. I've only ever dealt with 6.
I know it's hard on you.
It's so bad, dude. They wanted to go to fucking 4-month deployments.
Well, dude, they were 3 months when I was in.
Were they?
Yeah,
dude. The whole idea of a 4-month, it pissed me off. Like, why am I going over there for 4 months? Give me 6. Give me 9. Like, let me make my time count. Like, 6 months really isn't shit.
Dude, it's not, and yet it's almost like, dude, it's almost like a Marvel movie because I keep talking about Marvel. It's like going into a worm tunnel. Like, you go overseas, you deploy, you live in a tent, you like kind of sparse living, but you also don't have to do your own laundry. You don't have to cook your own food.
I had to do my own laundry.
Well, dude, so I mean, pretty much everything is taken care of for you, right? Like, it's the easiest your life is ever going to be.
Yeah, you can focus on yourself. I was like, okay, I'm gonna work. I'm gonna work out.
Yeah, and then you come back home, and the whole world is exactly the same. Yeah. So for you, like, the world completely changed, and you're going back, and you're like, dude, it's literally like I walked into a worm tunnel. The world is exactly the same when I came back, and yet it's just a little bit different, right? Batman is now George Clooney again.
Yeah,
like it's just this weird.
I always talk about, like, I was gone for basically the first year of my son's life, and it was like it comes back, or even my last deployment, I come back and I had my 2 boys, and it's like it's that whiplash of my life has been stagnant for 6 months.
Yeah.
And you guys have been living life, making memories, having routines. And then, like, the hardest thing for me is, like, I'm coming in and I'm trying to find where I fit, and I'm just fucking everything up left and right.
When your wife is paying the bills and she's changing diapers and she's doing all this stuff, and then you come in and you're like, I just want to relax. And your wife is like, I've been doing all this shit for 6 months. Like, I need your help. And you're like, I need to unwind. And she's like, there's poop in that diaper. And you're like, that's my own diaper. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like, it's my poop.
I've been doing this for 6 months.
Yeah.
Where's the shower drain?
Yeah.
When it comes to the book, when people read it, what's the message that you hope they get from it?
Dude, I like, at the end of the day, I just want the reader to choose whether we are net positive or net negative, right? Like, dude, I talk about the good stuff. I talk about the bad stuff. I talk about the heartbreaking stuff. And at the end of the day, the reader can be like, was Blackwater good? Was Blackwater bad? Was Blackwater in somewhere in the middle? But I mean, really what I think most people are taking away from it is it's just a bunch of young men, theoretically, some of them were old, doing young men crap in a place that is like everybody assumes is like this very professional, like when you think of war, you think of like it's regimented and this is going to happen and this is going to happen.
So much structure.
Yeah. And there's none of that shit. Yeah. Like honestly, 95% of being over there was just the funniest guys messing around, joking around, and then 5% of just like pure adrenaline. And that's war. Like,
yeah,
that's really what war is.
I mean, even going back, let's go back to World War One real quick, boys. Even World War One, like, half this shit was them like just fucking sitting in the trenches, playing cards, chain smoking, trying to fucking sneak some alcohol in. It's like the thing about trench warfare. The worst thing was the boredom. It was the sitting around for the maybe the 5 minutes of firing and then the 12, 14 hours of sitting in a muddy hole.
Yeah, dude, and that is war. I wish more books would come out and be like there's some good books out there. Like Echo Ramadi is good. There's a book called Where Cowards Go to Die. It's my buddy Ben wrote that. Tyler Gray just came out with a book called Forged in Chaos. Like, these are the books that talk about not only like the war aspects, but like also the transitioning back aspects. Mm-hmm. And I would love to have more veterans just like write books like this, whether they get published or not. I mean, when I deployed with the Air Force, it was hell. We had our own beach and shit, and it was in Oman. But
hell yeah. You guys only had one beach?
We had
fuck, dude. Times are different.
Dude, we had this library, and they had all these like booklets that were like 50, 60 pages, and it was all these Vietnam veterans that came back because there was a thing in the VA where you could come back and you could write your story, and they would essentially publish it. And dude, I chowed through those things.
Really?
Yeah, because it was like on the ground, people were talking about, and then we got in this firefight, the long range surveillance guys. I was like, dude, this is rad. Like, this is actually the stuff that you want to hear about instead of I mean, no offense, but what was that? Like, we were young, we were soldiers, and
we were soldiers.
Sucked.
Yeah,
dude, that book sucked, right? But that's because it's a lieutenant colonel.
I don't read a lot of military books at all, mainly because I just don't like. Yeah, like you said, it's from the perspective of someone who oversaw a bunch of people, or it's a bunch of kind of secondhand stories where everybody's the hero, or it's just, I'll go watch Band of Brothers again. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like I've heard this story before. It's like, this is my best friend. I'm sitting there like, he's gonna get shot. And honestly, I was waiting for that in your book, and there's that moment where there's like talking about the Blackwater soldiers who died. It's with four guys.
No, we had seven.
Yeah,
we had
7.
6.
And you're just like, just not Scott. And I was like, here it is.
Yeah.
That's what I've been waiting for. Here's the cliche. Best friend, guy that got him in. And you're like, oh, his name's not there. I was like, oh, fuck, what?
Like, woohoo!
Hey.
Like, dude, it's that crazy. It's like, okay, well, I know 7 people died, but the guy that got me into Blackwater, my best friend, literally my roommate at the time, wasn't one of them. And it was like this big sigh of relief.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes. I mean, you can't do that.
Which, again, I liked that.
It's normal.
Right? I was like, it's just more relatable. It's like, I'm not going in Apaches or Blackhawks and dropping into combat zones. If I'm like, yeah, we always have those dreams, and I've played Call of Duty. That shit's cool. But to see the perspective of just a bunch of fucking dudes hanging out, fucking running missions and fucking, loved it.
The new Call of Duty, you know who the antagonist is? Private military contractors.
Oh, yeah.
He's decided, which I think is funny, because when you talk to the PMCs, they're like, we're all patriots and stuff. And I was like, then why is Call of Duty making us the enemy? Like there's some kind of disconnect here. But dude, I don't blame them. Like those guys in Iraq, they were in Ramadi. I don't know if I put this in the book, but when my buddy was in Ramadi, he said the Blackwater guys were essentially seen as terrorists, and the military guys were seen as like allies to the people in Ramadi, because the Blackwater guys had no rules.
Yeah, once the rules of engagement are out of the window, and when you fuck around and you find out, it's not very fun.
Yeah.
I would say it opened my eyes a lot to Blackwater. You know what I mean? Like, I had my own preconceived ideas because you see all the bad headlines and stuff like that. But I'm just like, it's a lot of good people in a somewhat bad organization. You just get put in bad spots, is the way I looked at it. It's like you said, there's no rules.
Yeah.
Right? There's no rules until the optics are bad. And it's even the world today. It's like, once optics are bad, how do we recover from this? Who do we have to point the finger at?
Oh, dude, 100%. Like, Trump putting the National Guard in D.C. happened after one of the Doge guys named Big Balls got jumped trying to help somebody in a carjacking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he's like, now I'm bringing in... Like, dude, it literally takes one thing. And I don't think Blackwater as an organization was bad. I think Blackwater grew too fast. And dude, some of the stories that we would hear that I didn't put in the book of what they were doing in Moyock, North Carolina, and there was the Blackwater guys over in Afghanistan that somebody came in and signed out, I think it was 500 AK-47s, and they said, okay, now put your name down here, and they put Eric Cartman.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah,
fucking got him.
And the South Park guys actually made a thing about it. Like,
that's hilarious.
So it like when you don't put, and I'm not a big regulation guy, but when you don't put rules around how people can act. I mean, think about it. Like, if you have kids and you're going there and you're watching soccer and there's no rules in soccer, dude. Kids are crying over here and kids over here are like playing with stuff, and there's 2 kids that are kicking the soccer ball. When there's no rules, dude, they're just going to create mayhem. And dude, that was what Blackwater was. It was like, if you don't have the rules and the structure, people are going to figure out how to get the job done.
Well, the craziest thing to me too was like, they want to keep you guys in country and on payroll so they get paid. So it's like, you getting told, hey, they want you fired, you're fired, but not really. We're just going to move you to a different contract and you're fine. I was like, that's fucking nuts.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, no, dude, the first time I got fired, they were like, all right, where do you want to go? And then the second time I got fired, they said, yeah, just come on back in like 3 months or so. Nobody will care by then.
They'll lose the paperwork.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, they will.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was very, I mean... And I know it got professional later, right? And I bitch about it where I'm like, oh my God, they're making us wear a polo shirt. I can't believe they would do that to me. I'm making $550 a day bitching about wearing a polo shirt, right? So I know it got more professional as it went on. But, dude, the early years were just, like, trying to explain those to people. That's why I got a 300-page book.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, that's one way to do it. It's the fucking. I was reading the whole time. Like, it's just a wild fucking West out there.
Yes, it was. I mean, we would literally call it like Indian country. We're going out to Indian country, like we were all cowboys and like,
dude. When you first said that, you're like daughter feather. I was like, nice. I still use that. I was like, you got to stop saying that. I'm like, I want to know.
Yeah.
What's next for you? You gonna be working on any more books or anything like that? I'd honestly would love to read more things from you.
So I write for Skill Set Magazine.
Okay.
I do a couple of articles for them every
same kind of voice here. Do you start every article with "fuck"?
No, I don't start it with that. But I did just do one on home defense where I was like, you know what everybody needs? A llama. A llama. Because if somebody comes in your house, you can train a llama to go and fuck them all up. Like, go attack llama, go.
I've been attacked by 3 different llamas in my life.
No, dude. I mean, they are savage, but
it's weird. You ever got bit by one? They have no top teeth, just fucking gnawing on you.
No,
it's terrible.
I don't fuck with llamas.
I don't fuck with llamas either. They also a lot of farmers use them for cattle.
Yeah, for cattle, for protecting sheep. Like they are,
because they inherently just don't fucking like dogs, much like Iraqis. Dude, I watched a llama pick up a cattle dog by the back of the neck and just fucking whip that bitch. I was like, is that dog okay? They're like, he's fine. It happens like once a week.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so I did start a couple of more books. Got to figure out if I'm actually gonna finish them.
Can you make Guns, Girls, and Greed into a children's book? I'll illustrate it for you if you want.
Yeah, no, I absolutely will. Yeah, for that.
That's what I want. I want to read that to my kids at the end of the night.
So my big push right now is the fact that private military contractors went from Afghanistan to Iraq to moving kids under the Biden administration into the U.S., and they've lost 73,000 kids.
Yeah.
And it got really scummy. And, dude, it's always been in the gray area, but, like, that to me is just way too scummy. They've lost 73,000 children. That's more than State Farm Stadium. That's more than a football stadium. If you fill every seat, these kids are still missing in the United States of America. And the fact that we covered it up by taking our tax dollars and paying it to these organizations that don't have any accountability to the U.S. taxpayer makes me livid. And kids, like I can't tell you how many times I've pitched articles to different organizations and nobody wants to touch it, right? Because you can sit there and say, oh, it's all Biden, so most of the media is not going to touch it anyway.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it happened under Trump during his first term, all the way back to Obama. This stuff has been happening, and it's still happening today under Trump, and nobody wants to touch it. And it's like, dude, these are kids.
Yeah.
These are literally kids from South America, India, China, and they're bringing them in, and they're just handing them off to people that are doing whatever they want with them.
Yeah.
It's fucking gross.
Yeah. Are you just trying to raise awareness for that? Are you just trying to get some news articles to get coverage on it? Are you just actually doing the investigation side of it, trying to put the pieces together?
Dude, I put the pieces together. I'm trying to get somebody to actually, like, take it and run with it.
Yeah.
Like it just feels like one of those things where nobody wants to touch it because it's so gross, but somebody needs to touch it because it's so freaking gross.
Yeah.
So that's my push now. I mean, peddling some books and, writing. I just happen to be good at writing somehow. I don't even know how.
I fucking love it.
Yeah.
I said, most fun I've had with a book, probably my whole life, and I've read a lot of books.
Since that Playboy that he found in, when he was 7.
Fucking Playgirl, okay. fucking
flipping to the page.
You literally have one sitting over there. Don't even fucking start.
I got that given to me as a gift.
I lifted it up and it was fucking stiff.
Yeah.
And it was
OG, vintage.
Tom Selleck.
Yeah.
Tom Selleck.
It's a good year. I think it's like 1993 or something.
Smell like it.
Yeah. Good one, dude.
Thanks. I try.
Yeah.
I try. Any last words you want to leave with the viewers? Any advice, anything like that, besides on, what to do, pink everything?
Pink everything. No, I mean, look, if you want to go into the career field, it's crazy to me because it is like you're essentially deploying on demand and then coming back
for like a year at a time.
Yeah, so it is not conducive to having like a family and wife and kids and stuff. There's a lot of folly that comes with it. So I would just understand the risks and understand that like the secondary effects are a hell of a lot bigger than you anticipate. Like you're like, I'm going to come back and I'm going to have all this money and I'm going to dive in it like Scrooge McDuck in his big vault. One, you're going to spend it all. And two, like, is it worth that time away from your family? Is it worth that 6 months away from your kids and your wife? And like, it's absolutely a hard life. And I don't want to sugarcoat it. Like, yes, it's funny and you can probably get some of these stories, but at the same time, like if I had to do it over again, I don't know that it was worth like everything that it took for the money, right? Like I sound like a stripper. I'm like, yeah, I only did porn twice. But dude, like it's a hard fucking life, man. Yeah. And there's people in Gaza today that were working with me in Blackwater in 2005. Dude, it's been 20 years.
Jesus.
And you're still chasing the dragon. And it's not like these guys are like, oh, I'm using it to save for my kids' college. It's like, no, I'm literally...
You know nothing else.
I'm homeless. I know nothing else. Like, I don't have anything at home. Like, I'm just going to keep going. Like, it will absolutely suck you in.
Damn. That's why you're a good writer, because you say things like, I don't know if it was worth what it took. That was good. I like that.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Well, once again, thank you so much for coming on the podcast, hanging out with us. I've had a blast. Where can people find you? Where can you plug them in at?
Yeah, well, this is actually kind of funny. So the Blackwater Facebook page was like, who is this guy that's talking about his book? And they're like, his name on social media is Blackwater Dude 1. Like, what a dork. And I was like, no, it's kind of funny. Like, who is that guy? Oh, he's the Blackwater Dude. Like
I like it.
You guys got to take a joke. So if you're looking for me on social media, it's Blackwater Dude, the number 1. I'm on TikTok. I'm on TikTok.
Hell yeah, he's hipping with the times.
Oh, shit.
TikTok, Instagram, and X. And then the book is available on Amazon. I think Spotify, Audible.
Yep, Audible. That's where I listen to it, is on Audible.
Yeah, so you could check it out wherever you find the book.
Wait, quick shout out who read your book, because I thought it was dope.
Jay Moore, the comedian Jay Moore. He was on Saturday Night Live. He was on Jerry Maguire. Good guy. Got me sober like 20 months ago. Absolutely nailed the punchlines when I say stuff like, yeah, apparently he likes his women like he likes his coffee without somebody else's dick in it.
That's fucking great.
Yeah, like he just like
he got it.
He gets it.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's a couple of times where he broke while he was reading it, and you could just hear him like snicker a little bit. And I was like, "Oh, you fucking got him, dude!
That's awesome.
You got the comedian."
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Hell yeah! Well, again, thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure.
Thank you, man.
Cooter, go ahead and play us out. Love you, Cooter. I think that was a wink. That or you're having a stroke.
Probably both.